Hey everyone, I'm Ellen here at etrailer.com, and we're going to be taking a look at the SumoSprings Custom Solo Helper Springs. Now these are a custom fit for the 2017 through the current Ford F550 cab and chassis. So if you're having some issues with body sway or roll with your cab and chassis, maybe it's kind of having a rough ride, especially as you're hauling heavy stuff down the road, this is a nice solution to solve that issue. The thing that I like about these particular springs as opposed to something like air springs is that there's no maintenance required with these. You put them in there and then they're good to go. They're going to support that extra weight. They're going to make your ride a lot smoother and more comfortable. They take out a lot of the shock from bumps and dips in the road and just give us a more cushioned feel as we're traveling down the way. The kind of drawback to that is that they aren't really adjustable. So if you're going to be varying the different loads in your cab and chassis, that might be a detractor to this setup. It works really well though if you're going to have a constant load all the time. So if you're maybe using an RV that has that 550 cab and chassis, this is a great solution. Helps to relieve a lot of the sway that happens because really RVs are just a big box on wheels. So there's not a lot to account for that weight. They get kind of top heavy, and these can really make a big difference as you're traveling down the road. They are meant to go on the rear axle, so that is something to keep in mind with these guys. Pretty simple install, so let's take a little closer look at them and talk about what they're made of and all that good stuff. So you can see these springs, they're going to have a pretty minimal lateral expansion, so you shouldn't have to worry about them causing any interference with your suspension or with your tires. They stay pretty nice and tight in around here, so they're not going to pancake out and cause any interference. It's just one bolt that goes up in the top and connects into your frame. It does come with this spacer, so that helps it to be really close to the axle, so it's going to engage really quickly, and you really shouldn't notice any kind of really stiff or strong engagement as this is in place. If you don't want it to be engaged as quickly, or you want a little bit more of an air gap, you can take out this spacer, and then it does come with a slightly shorter bolt to go into the top to allow that to happen. Again, it comes with all that hardware. It also comes with a little bit of Loctite to keep everything nice and tight in there together. The springs themselves are made out of a high-density microcellular urethane, which can work in all kinds of conditions. It's safe for use in negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit weather up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So from the desert to the Arctic, you're going to be fine. They are also resistant to any kind of damage from oils, road salts, UV rays, so any kind of weather or chemicals that you throw at these, especially gasoline, salts, all those kinds of things, shouldn't have any issues with these. They are maintenance free, so there's nothing that you have to run to get these guys to work. They are just there. They help provide that load suspension or load leveling capability, so it's going to be fine for off-centered loads. They do work independently. The more pressure you put on them, the more resistance they're going to have, so they are that progressive load control, so the more they get compacted, the more resistance they have to that. As far as the weight capacity for these guys, at 50% progression or compression, it's 2,800 pounds or 2,800 pounds. Of course, you want to keep in mind that these are not going to increase the overall payload or the overall weight carrying capacity of your vehicle. They're just there to help support that amount of weight. So if you think of it kind of in weightlifting terms, it's not there to help you max out at more weight. It just helps you to do more reps at that higher rate, if that makes more sense. So it helps all your suspension components, your OEM suspension components, last longer, and it helps to make the ride at maximum capacity more comfortable and safer, but it doesn't increase that overall max. They are made in the USA, and they come with a 2-year limited warranty. And that's pretty much all there is to it for our look at the SumoSprings Solo Custom Helper Springs. I hope this video has been helpful in deciding if this is going to be the right kit for you. I'm Ellen here at etrailer.com. Thanks for watching.